Timbertwig has a really interesting origin. In the stories he lives in a tree with Granny Knot, and it's within a tree that I originally found the characters. And here they are. When I left art college, as well as working as a graphic illustrator, I also started writing children's stories. You can see from my early work that I was already interested in creating a fantasy world with magical forests and talking animals, including, funnily enough, a blue spider. Possibly one of Abigail's relations? Not long after this, I became fascinated in the grain and the knots you can find in planks of wood, which I thought looked like faces. I began to create characters by drawing on the wood, using the knots for eyes and the contours of the grain to define the shapes. This is how I first met Granny Knot and Timbertwig, as I originally called him. I started to write an epic adventure for Timbertwig, with the idea of creating all of the pictures on planks of wood. This was an interesting idea, although not very practical as it turned out, as our house soon started to look like a timber yard. So I decided I had to go back to the drawing board and began illustrating with good old-fashioned pencil, paint and paper. Although at this stage I hadn't created Abigail the magic spider, but you can see from this picture that she must have been on my mind. The name Timbertwig was our family nickname for my brother David from when he was a little boy. Since then, Timbertwig has become known by many different names around the world. In Afrikaans he is known as Timbertwig, in French he is Tirondin, and in Italian Bastoncello. I can't even pronounce some of the others. Timbertwig made his first appearance in the UK in Storyteller magazines, for which I wrote and illustrated a series of adventures in Wiggly Wood, and I'm delighted that he went on to become so popular with so many children around the world. These days my artwork is a combination of traditional drawing and digital painting, but I still love to sketch with a good old-fashioned pencil. By using a light box, I can work on different layers of a drawing until I am satisfied with the result. I then scan the drawing into my computer and work on building up the colours in exactly the same way as a painting. Hopefully the finished result looks like it was painted by hand. The computer is a wonderful tool for exploring creative ideas, and once completed, illustrations can be sent electronically directly to the publisher. Just imagine if I decided to stick with planks of wood. I'd be shipping whole trees to South Africa. I'm over the moon that Timbertwig's new adventures have been published for another generation of young readers. I hope that children have a great time, either reading to themselves or listening to the storyteller, whilst losing themselves in the pictures. It's a fun, magical place in Wiggly Wood, and I, for one, can't wait to get back there.